Hi there, this is Christopher with Honest Home Inspection, and this is At Home with Honest Home. Today we're going to be talking about central air conditioning, how to best maintain it, and some items you can do to make sure that your air conditioner stays in good condition and operating smoothly for you. Ideally, everybody would sign up for a maintenance program with a company, or usually your local utility like Home Service Plus or a similar program. They will schedule maintenance, they'll come out a couple times a year and they will maintain all of your equipment. But in between, there's some items that you can do. One of them for your exterior central air conditioning unit is to clean the coils. First thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make sure the unit's off. So turn it off at the thermostat inside. Then there's this power box, and this is where the power comes from for your air conditioner. There's a fuse block in here. Some of you might have a circuit breaker you can just switch off in this little box, but the rest of you, there's going to be a little fuse block you pull out. It's labeled on and off, so if you can read what it says, that's the orientation it's in. So if it says off when you're looking at it, it's upside down. You plug it back in and it'll come on. So pull the fuse block, flip off the breaker. You can flip it off inside. Don't do it while it's running. Check your manual and it'll give you some hints there as well on maintenance and how to shut it off safely. So once the power is disabled, you can then clean it. Some of them, like mine, have this extra cover that protects it, so the fins aren't actually visible, but through here you can actually see them. So I actually took my cover off. There's a number of bolts that you can take out. I just use a nut driver and a drill, and it comes off pretty easily. You don't need to take the top off where the fan is. That stays in place. You can leave the power side covered up because you really don't need to mess with the power, but if there's a bunch of junk and debris in there, which you can see by looking down, you can access it through the power panel. Otherwise, unscrew the covers, take it off, clean it, spray it down with your hose, and get all that debris off of there. The reason we're doing this is it's like the radiator in your car. It's trying to get rid of heat, and it needs air to cool it. That's what the fan does, is it pulls air through. But when it does that, it pulls in all the tree seeds and dandelion fluff and grass clippings. That stuff all sticks to the air conditioner coils, and it's like wrapping it in a blanket, which is going to make it work much harder. It can make the compressor burn out. It can make you lose refrigerant, and overall it's hard on the equipment. It will reduce life expectancy, and it will certainly reduce efficiency, where it'll just run all the time and your house never gets cool because it's working so hard, can't get rid of that heat. So clean it off, put it all back together again. Then you are able to replace the fuse block, turn it back on, and power it up on your thermostat inside. So now we're going to go inside. I'm going to show you a couple pointers around the furnace, which has the fan that circulates the air for the air conditioner, and we'll talk about some things in there. All right, so you can probably hear my air conditioner is running at the moment. The fan is circulating. I actually leave my furnace fan just circulating all the time because that makes your air conditioner more efficient. It also provides a better level of filtration when you're running the fan all the time, because it's collecting all the pollen and dust and lint particles in your filter. But there's a coil in here that is the evaporator coil. That's the part that gets cold. These are the air conditioning lines coming into it, and this is the drain pan that catches any condensation that forms, that drips off of it. In my case, it runs down to this little condensation pump. This is only here to collect moisture that condenses from the air conditioner and pump it over to a drain. Yours might run over to a floor drain somewhere else in your basement. It might run to your laundry tub. Point is that it goes somewhere. So part of your normal maintenance is to make sure that that is operating correctly. There's a little float in there, holds about a half a gallon of water, and it pumps it over when it gets full. So when you have your local utility send someone over to service and maintain your air conditioner, part of what they do is they'll have an access somewhere that allows them to open this up, and the coil in here, sometimes depending on your home and its age and condition, can get covered in dirt and debris because you're not running a good quality filter. It can grow algae or mold and fungus, and cleaning that is important to ensure a clean, healthy home. They have a nice foaming agent that will clean that off, and it all drips into the pan, which they then vacuum out. That same stuff can flake and fall off in the wintertime when you're operating the furnace, and that will block up the drain pan outlet, making it, again, overflow the next year. So you could get water that runs down the side of your furnace, and it gets all the surrounding materials wet. So if you got carpet off the other side of your utility room, it can get all wet because the air conditioner is leaking, because the pan is plugged or rusted out. So having regular maintenance where they clean out the inside is important. But stuff that you can do is change your filter regularly. So your furnace filter, there's different grades, and there's a little bit of controversy surrounding filters. I know there's a lot of people that tell homeowners to use the spun fiberglass filters, and that's primarily because a lot of people don't change their filter, and those never get clogged. I tell my clients kind of jokingly that they're meant for catching pop cans and chip wrappers, which is about all they're good for. They do collect some dust, but a lot of it goes through your home. I'm using a middle grade filter right now. It's just a a pleated filter. This one catches pollen and dust and debris, and we have dogs, so they bring a lot of debris into the house. In the wintertime, I run a slightly higher quality filter because we're spending more time indoors. We're spending just as much time outdoors being exposed to allergens, and these ones don't clog up as fast. So if you're going to run a high-end filter that catches everything, you're going to need to change that once a month, just because the average home, especially if you have pets or smoke or have people with allergies, you're going to need that extra filtration, and you're going to need that airflow. But in the summertime, you need good quality airflow across this evaporator coil, because if it's getting low airflow, it can actually make the unit outside freeze up on a very humid day and cause problems with your equipment. So having good airflow is important. So if you're going to do it every 3 months, you're going to want to have a middle grade filter so that air can continue to flow as it plugs up. I actually still clean mine or replace it every month just to make sure I have good airflow, even though I'm using a mid grade filter. So choose what's best for you. Ultimately, check with your manufacturer's recommendation that's available in your manual, which a lot of people right on the side of your furnace will have a little pocket that has all of your information for your furnace and your air conditioner. It's kept there right at hand. Quick recap: turn off your air conditioner, pull the fuse block, clean the exterior components, put it back together, power it back on. Make sure you have a clean filter in place, especially in the hot summer months when you're really running your air conditioner consistently all day long. So with those couple items, this is Christopher with Honest Home Inspection, at home with you.